Let me share something that's been landing for me with increasing clarity. If we take seriously the classical idea of God or the universe as total omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence, then we run into a strange problem. Because if the all already knows everything, can do anything, and is everywhere, then what is there left to experience? What is left to discover? What is left to become? And this is where something beautiful happens, because from that perspective, the first act of creation isn't power, it's limitation. It's the decision for the all to experience itself by pretending it is not the all. It creates difference. It creates separation. It creates a local point of view, a character, a perspective, a finite lens. And the moment it does that, everything begins. Time begins. Memory begins. Desire begins. Fear begins. Becoming begins. Love begins. Loss begins. The whole drama of reality begins. Which means, from this point of view, the universe doesn't create reality like an engineer. It creates reality like an author. And that is the first expression of what I call fiction magic. Not fiction as fake, fiction as a deliberate, chosen structure, a constraint, a mask, a story, because the all can only experience itself through contrast, through difference, through not me. So separation is, weirdly, both things at once. It's necessary, and it's an illusion. It's necessary because without it, there's no experience. And it's an illusion because in absolute terms, there's no other way to separate from. The all is still the all. So what are we? We are the story of the universe tells itself in order to taste itself. We are the local dream. We are the character. And here's the part I find most interesting. Most spiritual systems treat this as a reason to detach from life, to dissolve the world, to escape the illusion. But I'm not interested in escaping. I'm interested in becoming coherent inside the fiction. Because if reality is authored, then identity is not just something you have. Identity is something you can craft. And presence, real presence, is the faculty that allows you to do that without losing yourself. Presence is the witness that can remember. This is real, and this is a story, and it can hold both without collapsing. So in a sense, initiation isn't about rejecting the fiction. Initiation is about remembering the fiction while still living it fully. That's why I call it fiction magic, because the universe itself began as fiction magic. The infinite choosing a mask, the all choosing a story. And the moment you understand that, you stop asking whether your myth is real, and you start asking a better question. Is my myth coherent? Is it aligned? Does it generate transformation? Does it create sovereignty? Does it create life? Because if the universe is a living story, then your life is not a prison, it's a page. And you are not merely a person, you are an authoring force within the field. And that is where the real work begins.
I'm not building a YouTube channel. I'm building a door. And behind the door, a world. You're going to start seeing walls. City walls, train station walls, desert walls, sometimes even monuments. And on those walls, a sentence, a reality edit, and a seal. The whole system runs on 3 lines: law, rewrite, seal. The law declares what is true. The rewrite moves reality in that direction. The seal locks it so it holds. A clean signal doesn't plead. It declares. It lands. It compounds. Most people online are begging to be seen, begging to be accepted, begging to be confirmed. This is the opposite. These walls are filed by someone I call the liminal magician, a magical street journalist, He doesn't need to be viral. He doesn't need to be liked. He doesn't need to be accepted. He witnesses the field. He tags the doctrine. He seals the edit. And he moves on. Under the walls, there's a temple. Level 1 is the temple core, law, tale singers, choirs, and living thought forms. Level 2 is the astrological gates, 12 by day and 12 by Duat, manifestation and regeneration. Level 3 is the body, not as organs, but as systems, functions, archetypes. The same gates mapped onto breath, circulation, sexuality, nerves, immunity. The same architecture, a deeper embodiment. This isn't just magic, it's publishing. YouTube is the door. PayHip is the vault. Shopify is the anchor. Every output feeds the others. Nothing is wasted. The world builds itself, one wall at a time. No one can join this. It's mine. But you can witness it. And if you're paying attention, you'll feel something else happening. The moment you see a clean law, you start writing your own. That's the point. I don't gather followers. I release builders. So when you see the walls, don't ask if they're true. Ask what they do to you. Law. Rewrite. Seal. The door is open. The system is running. It is done.
And maybe this is the final point. If fiction magic begins with God, with the all-choosing limitation, choosing a mask, choosing a story, then what we're doing here isn't strange. It's simply participating in the original move. We're not escaping the story. We're not denying the story. We're not waking up in the way people usually mean. We're becoming lucid inside it. Because the real initiation isn't the discovery that reality is authored. The real initiation is this. You can author without lying. You can craft identity without collapsing into delusion. You can shape the field without needing to beg it. That's what presence gives you. Presence is the faculty that can hold both truths at once. This is real, and this is story. And when you can hold both without flinching, something changes. You stop asking for permission. You stop asking to be confirmed. You stop trying to convince the crowd. You begin doing the one thing the universe has been doing since the beginning. You begin choosing your restraints. You begin choosing your symbols. You begin choosing your voice. So the walls are not decoration. They're the simplest possible expressions of this whole idea. A law, a rewrite, a seal. A sentence that doesn't plead, a sentence that doesn't argue, a sentence that stands. And over time, those sentences accumulate. They become a world. And once there's a world, there's a door. And once there's a door, there's a way through. So if you see these walls appearing in your feed, in train stations, in streets, in deserts, in places they don't belong, don't treat them as quotes. Treat them as signals. Not because you have to believe them, but because they're doing something older than belief. They're reminding you that you're not trapped in the story. You are inside it as an authoring force. And if you want the simplest instruction I can give you, it is this. Write yourself true. Write your world coherent. Write your work into form and seal it. The door is open. The system is running. It is done.